countdown has begun. Game 2.
Oh, I didn't start yet. I thought I did. Sorry, guys.
Okay, now it's begun. I think someone disconnected. Someone disconnects.
Ah, the countdown reset?
Yeah. So, you're good.
Production crew calling me. These college boys.
There's the loading screen, and here we are inside the game. Let me go to introduce our players as I untoggle the team alliance because that confuses me. In the bottom left-hand location, can he come back from being down 1-0? It's the Red Protoss player, White Raw. And his opponent in the top right-hand location, if he wins one more game, he is in the winner's bracket finals against Polt. Give it up for Stephano!
White Raw dropping that pine in an interesting place. Most Protoss players prefer to build it around here so they can start that wall off here and basically build towards the Nexus, because this is really hard to wall off. You're going to need at least one more pylon over here, and even then it's often hard to create a perfect wall. But maybe White Raw has something in mind with it. A lot of Zerg players love to mailing bust when Protoss start building up over here.
But honestly, would Stephano even try that?
Nah, Stephano is so good. There's no need for that. Then again, I wonder why you build here, because you do lose a little bit of extra resources all the time. Certainly until that Nexus is up. So
I guess later on it's a little bit safer. You have a little bit less real estate to worry about. Versus having your Nexus as a part of your wall. A lot more space to cover. Maybe you only need one cannon with the pylon here, whereas if it was back here, you'd probably need 2 to cover all the space.
That is correct.
So a lot of things to consider there. Meanwhile, though, White Raw scouting his opponent's base, doesn't see any sort of 6-pull or anything, but not too surprised at all by that. No gas, though, by Stephano, so White Raw knows he's probably safe to put down that Nexus first. Might put down the Forge first, though, considering the position of this pylon.
Well, a lot of Chrono Boost going down on this Nexus and still no Forge. So I think White Raw once more is going Nexus first.
Looks like a 17 Nexus.
Yeah, which I think is a little bit better. I think 15 Nexus is a bit too greedy, because you also have 1 probe on the map, then 1 probe will be natural, and you only have 14 probes over here, and obviously it's always a lot better to have 16.
Yep.
So I like that a bit more. Or well, if you would have gone for 15, you would have only had 13 there, and you lose quite a bit of mining time.
Yeah. Very well said. And meanwhile, the probe trying to keep this hatchery from going down from Stephano, being very annoying.
Are we going to see pylon this time? Yes, we do.
Now does Stephano go to his third and just take it there?
Kind of wonder about that. 6 Zerglings though on the way for Stephano. That's way more than he made in the previous game.
Yeah.
So maybe he just wants to take out that pylon straight away. Did Stephano spot that wall?
Yeah, looking at it. No, he hasn't seen it.
He's going to see it soon. I think he's going to be quite pleased with his 6 Zerglings.
He is. White Raw has to wall this off very fast, but he doesn't have a lot of minerals right now.
Is he going to ignore the pylon or not, X?
Oh, I think he's going to take down the...
No, he's going to ignore it. I think it's a pretty good choice, because this this is so hard to wall off.
Yeah.
Maybe this pylon will be up in time, and then he might be able to drop a gate.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
the
the
gateway finished. He might just wait for the cyber core, to be honest.
Yeah, but do you think it fits in between?
Oh yeah. Oh wow. He's
not anymore.
Worry about it.
So he's going to be able to.
I think he could have done it. I think he could cancel the pylon and just put.
Cannon will actually be ready in time, so this turns out really good for White Raw right now. Cannon will be ready in time. Stephano's going to spot
it doesn't reach that pylon.
Ooh, that's a little bit annoying. Certainly if 2 Zerglings are able to attack it, but not sure if that's possible. Cannon range has to be so close to this 1 Zergling.
Oh my gosh.
It's playing with fire, man. Oh, look at the probes.
They're brave. Well, we get a probe kill. Oh, the Zergling's trying to surround.
Stephano did take out that pylon with 2 additional links, but obviously Stephano was forced to produce way more links than he would have wanted. Even though he tried to do something, tried to make something happen across the map, but White Raw very well prepared with this wall.
Yeah, and behind this, Stephano putting a hatchery down in his natural expansion, so quick 3 hatcheries from him, not too surprising at all. A little bit surprising, though, is White Raw doesn't have a probe on the map right now. He's going to try to do that, it looks like, trying to sneak past those Zerglings, and he will be successful. A great job there by White Raw getting that probe by. That's actually a pretty big deal.
It's really crucial actually, because when you have a wall like this and you do not have any map vision, you have to worry so much about Baneling Bust, because this is a Zerg's dream. Like, this is the easiest wall ever to Baneling Bust. And then obviously White Raw's going to have to play different. He's going to have to Chrono Boost out sentries. So he's going to try to get a scout off in the main base, and as soon as he will spot that Stephano didn't take any of these extractors, he knows he doesn't have to worry about Banelings, at least not yet.
Yep, and we could be like, Stephano wouldn't do that anyway, but White Raw being absolutely sure, sending that probe into the main of his opponent. Going to see 2 gases being taken, but this is about the standard time for the Zerg player to take these. You know, Stephano does have a good drone count right now. It looks like he's up. He's not up. Oh, if you made those Zerglings earlier, if you hadn't made those, you'd be up, I think. But White Raw doing well on Harvesters right now, up 32 to 30 or to 27.
It's a really solid start for White Raw.
Yeah.
Obviously curious to see how he's going to follow it up. Last game he tried to play really, really greedy, at least economically. We'll see if he's going to be a bit more aggressive this time.
Yeah, 2 gases being taken in his main base. Looks like Warp Gate has been started and just now starting +1, so not as fast of a +1 as the last game. Stalker coming down on the field to help this Zealot out, but there's a lot of Zerglings on the field here. And Stephano has the micro to kill this Zealot without losing any Zerglings, but the Stalker coming forward to help this out. The Zealot does get surrounded. And
be careful with that Stalker. I mean, losing a Zealot is never a big deal, but you just do not want to lose Stalkers. It's going to be close. White was going to have to be really careful. Start hitting and running. I guess he should be fine in the long run.
Yeah, he should be fine.
Might be an MVP Stalker, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it's going to get close, though.
4 kills is a disciple. But meanwhile, 15 drones in production there for Stephano.
Wow. That's sick. Well, Stephano
was in the game.
He was supply blocked, though, for a little bit at 46 out of 46. Or it was 48, sorry. So that's why I probably had the larva and the resources to produce that amount
that's a good point.
of drones. But still, 15 drones in the same
god.
moment.
White Raw again going for this fast third.
Yeah, this time Stephano spots it really early on, though. That's actually quite crucial, at the 8-minute mark. So now I really wonder how Stephano is going to react to this. We already see the Roach one in production.
Yeah, I almost think he's going to just do the same thing as last game. Albeit, it should be a little bit harder than this map because you have these rocks to worry about in the first place.
Once more, straight away, 5 gates going up for White Raw. So hopefully White Raw will produce enough units this time. I'm a little bit worried about his gas production. He just very recently took this third assimilator and the 4th is on the way. But that means that he's not going to be able to produce that many sentries. And when you play a style like this, you really need those sentries to stay alive.
Yeah, 2 Stalkers coming forward here from White Raw, targeting down this Queen at the third base. If he can get that, that's a really good thing for White Raw for obvious reasons. And he does end up taking down that Queen. Stephano not prepared at all for this, making some Lings and some drones on top of this, so he doesn't even care. But again, these are still slow. Ling speed is not yet done, about 99% of the way done though. And 1 Stalker gets taken out, but this one should get away.
Well, definitely paid for himself though. Upgrades going down for Stephano. He's getting +1 on the roaches and also 1 armor for all those units.
Drone count is at 76 for Stephano. Going to be 78 pretty shortly here.
Yeah, it's so crazy how quick White Raw tries to get 3 bases and somehow he still falls behind economically.
It's Stephano like on 3 base, just constantly producing those drones.
So many gates for White Raw right now. He's going to be up to 9 gates.
I mean, based on last game, that's kind of what you have to do. You don't want that happening again. Yeah. You want plenty of units to deal with your opponent. And look at this, a Hydra Den going down from Stephano.
Oh God. Now I really want to... We might even see Nidus Worm going down as well. I think this is really smart. Did Stephano spot all those gates? Not yet. It's just sick. What a good read by Stephano. Or perhaps just a lucky guess. But yeah, Hydralisk is pretty much a dream scenario against a Gateway army only. Certainly when there is no blink or charge on the field.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you got to think White Raw's going to try to push with this army, considering, you know, he got all these gateways. Has a lot of sentries on the field.
Well, perhaps Stephano is actually getting that Hydralisk down for defensive purposes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's what it is. You know.
Then again, he's so good at realizing when he has to be aggressive with Hydras or not. Obviously, having a lot of Hydras is really good in this phase of the game, but you cannot wait too long. Because if a Protoss just maxes out with Colossus, it's kind of useless supply.
Yeah, absolutely. Many would argue that Hydras are a waste of space, quite frankly, in the later game of this matchup. But that being said, White Raw proceeding forward to the middle of the map, taking control of that watchtower and proceeding forward to his opponent's side of the map. Stephano has a bunch of Hydras in production, and he's, like, believe it or not, he's going to be maxed pretty darn soon.
I mean, White Raw has so many sentries. He has 11 sentries over a couple of force fields. We all go down. Oh, he should be careful. Stephano ends up losing a couple of units. Yeah. But I still think on creep, Stephano with all those Hydras should, well, doesn't have that many yet, but he should be fine in the long run.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And White Raw's actually going to start retreating a little bit, throwing down some more force fields here. And Stephano has a decent concave, spreading out all of his units, and White Raw is just going to continue retreating up to the high ground of this watchtower. Might force field behind, which would be a smart thing to do. That's exactly what he does, trapping 1 Roach, but that's not going to be enough. Stephano just continuing to charge forward with all these units and all these sentries going down from White Raw.
Yep, now finally the reinforcements coming in for White Raw, so with those stocks he might be able to clean out this force. Well, it's going to be close actually. Those Hydras dealing so much damage to the stalkers.
Yeah, White Raw's just going to back up, immediately throwing down 2 Robos behind this. Does he just start pumping down Immortals, or does he throw down the Robotics Bay really fast?
I think he's going to do a combination of both. Then again, the Spire is already up for Stephano. Where is that Spire? It's over here, covered by that Overlord. He does that every game, by the way. He always builds the Spire below Overlords. Perhaps just to trigger your Protoss opponent if he doesn't watch this properly.
Yeah, and look at that, just going in straight into Immortal production. And behind this, Stephano made 10 drones, so he's up to 83 drones. Stephano looking good, man.
Yeah, Stephano's looking really good. And I wonder, I mean, that push looked kind of scary, but I think what White Raw should have done after he dropped the force field here, just back off to this pile and just wait, make it hard for Stephano to engage. Instead, he took the long route out, which is all covered by creep in this entire creep highway.
That's true.
Why would you do that? Why don't you just run off creep?
I think the only reason is just he was trying to get to the high ground of that watchtower.
Yeah,
but I agree with your assessment.
Do you think that gives so much of an advantage?
You know, if you can force field the ramp and keep the Zerg player from getting that high ground vision, you know, that's definitely a good place to be in. But Stephano going to take out the Rock Legion to the third, just sending the Zerglings forward to take down a pylon, but that's not going to be enough.
I mean, White Raw has a big army right now, just doesn't deal any damage.
Yeah.
Like all the Zealots, they're really not good against this Roach Hydra army.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. They're just going to take the damage for the beginning part of the battle, but after that, they'll be pretty much useless. Stephano just surging forward with more and more units. He is maxed right now to the 163 out of 166 supplies from White Raw, but look at this. White Raw has Colossus in production. So if he can get those out, get those nice positioned, you know, the Hydras are going to be, you know, not as good.
No, that's definitely true. 1 Colossus on the way. I do not think we have Thermal Lance yet. That Robotics Bay just finished.
No, they don't. He doesn't.
Let me double check now. No Thermal Lance. Double Colossus on the way right now, but it seems like Stephano wants to put up a really, really big Stephano sandwich.
Yeah, I mean...
French are good at sandwich. Le baguette?
Oh, the baguette. Yeah, sure. That reminds me of... Actually, hold that thought. Hydras and Roaches coming forward, just going to go straight to the National Expansion, getting a nice concave around White Raw's army, and he's going to just stay at his third, but the problem with that is the Natural might be completely exposed, and Stephano trying to decide where to attack. Honestly, right now, he's looking for a cost-efficient trade. He is maxed, he has a bunch of money and a bunch of gas. Expect about 20 mutas once this army dies.
First Colossus is indeed on the way. Force was going down. White Raw's just not fighting with the majority of his army. That Colossus will fall. Good job right there by Stephano picking that one off. And Stephano just has so much money. 3.5k minerals, still maxed out. Well, he finally lost a couple of units. Might pick that second Colossus off as well. No, it does survive.
He's still high ground there.
But at what cost?
Still no Thermal Lance. Both these Robos are going to get taken out, it looks like. The good news here is White Raw does have a pretty nice concave around Stephano's army, and he will end up killing this, I think. Yeah, he definitely will be. But 18 more Hydras in production by Stephano, so he's staying on this Hydra tech, which makes sense, considering he killed both Robos.
Yeah, and also killed the remaining Colossus. One Colossus did come down, kind of missed that, but I saw it falling down to pieces. So White Raw does hold, but he took a lot of damage. He still has a really good economy, though.
Yeah.
68 probes for 3 base Protoss, that's pretty good. But Stephano just had so much money banked up.
I know, and he just made a bunch of Hydras, some Corruptors on the way as well to deal with those Colossi that are not there anymore.
Only, well, 2 more Robos are on the way, and the robotics base is still there, so White Raw is definitely looking to continue that Colossus production. Only small thing right now for Stephano. Stephano should really take this 7 and 8 extractor. He has so much minerals, he doesn't have that much
absolutely,
gas.
Yeah.
So that's the only small thing, but other than that, he's just playing perfect.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, taking more hatcheries wouldn't be a bad thing either, considering all the money he has and the drones, and prioritizing those gases for obvious reasons. Stephano going straight into the natural third base of White Raw. White Raw returning up the ramp here to try to deal with this, throwing down 1 force field, but the Hydras are coming forward, and they pack a punch against this majority gateway army here. And I don't think White Raw holds this off, to be honest.
Whopping in a lot of stalkers right now, but as you said, those Hydras are in a really good position, dealing so much damage. Well, maybe with the reinforcements, no, I don't think it's going to be enough. Stephano having a much better operates as well. 2-2 on Roach Hydra against 1-1 Stalker Sentry. I think this is going to be it.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, no Colossi in production either. And there's the GG from White Raw. So Stephano takes it 2-0.
So convincingly once again.
Yeah.
It's just almost ridiculous watching this guy play. He is so good at StarCraft, as Mr. Vida loves.
He is absolutely ridiculous at the game. That was so convincing. Has Stephano lost a game this tournament?
Nope. Don't think so.
And it's going to be Stephano Polt in the Winners Bracket Finals, which will be played tomorrow.
Rematch of the Assembly Final, and I believe also a rematch of the MSI Pro Cup Final. Online tournament.
Yeah, I think so. They definitely have their history.
Yeah.
And, you know, coming into this tournament, that's the one player Stephano's like, all right.
Yeah, I was kind of scared.
I'm not confident against this guy.
Yeah, I met him last night at the barbecue place. Of course, we were in the barbecue place. Don't ask us why, but somehow we always end up in barbecue places.
Nothing wrong with that.
And I said, so what do you think, Stephano? Straight to the bank? And he's like, no, pulled. Scary.
Yeah. Definitely scary. But again, that's going to be tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. I think we're going to kick it over to Rachel if she's ready.
She's been doing a fantastic job so far. So guys, give a big round of applause for Rachel if she's ready. And we'll be back later.
You guys are too kind.